We find Jake and Laura at the point of having one-to-one therapy after a breakup of their relationship. Here is a portion of one of the sessions that they had with their therapist.
So these relationships don't always start off abusive. It's almost as though they creep up on people over time. So tell me, what was your relationship like with Jake in the beginning?
Jake was like the perfect boyfriend when we first met. He wanted to spend loads of time with me. He was always suggesting fun stuff for us to do together, and he used to surprise me all the time with cute little gifts. He'd send me loads of romantic messages too when we were both at work. I totally felt like I'd met my soulmate, and he said all the time that he felt the same way.
Yeah, I couldn't believe my luck when I met Laura. She was amazing, kind, cool. Yeah, she was really into me. I text and call a lot, but she understood that, you know. Before I didn't have many girlfriends, nothing really stuck. So I genuinely thought I met my soulmate.
So it sounds like it was pretty intense in the beginning, and I guess sometimes we call this love bombing. When did things start to change?
Well, I went out one night after work with some of my workmates. I work in a large pub restaurant, and there's a bunch of us that work there. Girls and blokes, a real mixture. Jake sulked a bit when I told him I was going, and he just wouldn't stop texting and calling me the whole time I was there. I turned my phone off in the end, but we ended up having a massive row the next time I saw him. He thought I was up to something, and he just kept going on about me not being trustworthy, and then he got really upset.
Well, it was one night. She went out with some workmates. She works in like a pub, like a restaurant kind of thing. And the people she worked with, mostly blokes. Laura's naive. Guys are only after one thing, but she didn't see that. She thinks she can be mates with guys. So I was texting, calling. She couldn't see my side of things. Ended up getting into a bit of an argument. I was calling her names, and I just said she was doing it for the attention, and we just ended up getting a massive row about it.
How did you end up feeling?
Well, I was a bit mad with him for ruining my night, and I didn't really get it because he'd been so lovely. So I kind of forgave him this one, and I drew a line under it all, really.
She was okay. I mean, we forgot about it after a bit.
So tell me, when did things start to get really bad?
To be honest, everything was great for a while. I'm thinking about it, it would always go that way. He was back to being lovely and giving me loads of attention. And then we went out one night, and I ran into my mate from work, Dan from the pub. Jake went mad. He said that I was flirting with him, called me a slut, and he threw my phone, the screen smashed, because he said that we must be in touch with each other. I felt sick. But he made me feel like it was all my fault, and I started to believe him. I loved him. He could be so nice still.
To be honest, everything was great for a while. Yeah, it was all going well. She was really into me, spent a lot of time together. But thinking about it, always went that way. And then one night we decided to go out, and we ended up seeing one of the guys on the pub. His name was Dan. Yeah, went mad. Just lost it. She was clearly flirting with him. She was denying it, but I know exactly what she was doing. Yeah, we got into some altercations, and one thing led to another, and I mean, she said that I smashed the phone. Don't remember that bit. I just felt sick afterwards. I just couldn't see why she couldn't see how I was feeling.
How did you end up feeling?
Well, I stopped talking to my mates from work so much, especially Dan, because I didn't want any drama. I felt a bit stuck. Jake just had this way of making me feel sorry for him. I was pretty confused at this stage.
Naturally, I felt bad afterwards. She said that scared her, but I don't believe that part. She wasn't talking about the guys from work anymore, didn't mention Dan, which made me happy. And I think she was just doing that to show how much she loved me.
How did it end?
we just kept arguing more, and I started seeing my friends less because he didn't like it. He even started slagging my family off because he hated me talking to them too. He said they never liked him. I mean, it was pretty hard to keep him happy, really. And then one time we had a massive row about me going out with my sister, and again he thought that I was dressing too nice, and he kept saying I was trying to impress someone else. He just got so mad, and then when I tried to push past him to leave the house so I wouldn't be late, he ended up shoving me hard so that I fell back into the wall, and I hit my head quite hard. It was just shocking. I told my sister as soon as I saw her, and she said that I had to break up with him. So I did.
Arguments got worse and worse. I just couldn't stop thinking she'd cheat on me. The fact that she was gonna be with somebody else and not be with me. Like with her family. She was close with them. I didn't really like them very much. They all seemed fake to me. And she dressed up one night looking fancy. And I questioned her about it, but I knew exactly what she was doing. She was gonna meet somebody else. Again, got into an argument. I ended up pushing her really hard and she bashed her head. I don't know. But that's not me. That's not the person I want to be.
Unhealthy relationships tend to creep up on us. They often start out very exciting, very intense in the beginning, with both people feeling like they've met their soulmate, like things couldn't be better. Gradually, things start to slowly unravel and confidence can get chipped away over time. Both people can feel confused, and certainly the person on the receiving end can end up wondering, how did I get here? How can I get out of this relationship? There are two people in every unhealthy relationship, and it's really important to know that both of these people could benefit from accessing some help. If you recognise yourself in Jake or in Laura, in their story, then it's important that you reach out to speak to somebody. You will not be judged for your behaviour on either side. Relationships are central to our happiness, and so it's really important that we have the tools to know how to treat each other.